start?
Well, you want me to start or you want to start?
I'll start, and then you can tell your side. Papa was a detective in the Phoenix Police Department, and he and his partner had been in an accident, and they were taken to Good Samaritan Hospital, and that's where I worked. And that morning I woke up and I thought, gosh, something exciting is going to happen to me today. Honestly, I did think that, and I couldn't get that out of my mind. And a friend of mine, Cleo Bennett, called, and she said, hey, I have somebody down here in the emergency room I want to bring up and meet you. And I said, okay. So I said, bring him on down. So she brought him down, and they opened up the office door, and here stood this detective with his gun over his shoulder, carrying his jacket. And yeah, you had your shoulder holster. It was so cool.
I didn't have my gun over my shoulder.
Where was it then? In your...
on my head.
Oh my gosh, that was even better, now that I think about it. We met, and he said, would you like to go out to dinner tonight? And I said, why, I sure would. So I walked him out the door to the emergency room, and as I'm walking him, I said, I just can't wait to hear about your job. And he says to me, it's just like you see on TV. And I thought, oh my God, I've died and gone to heaven. I know that for sure. So I got back to my office. I called my mother and I said, hey Mom, I just met the man I'm going to marry. And she said, good.
Very unusual romance.
It is, but it's the best.
One in a million. Anyway, I was in a traffic accident on West Washington, and they took us to the hospital for observation. And while there, I knew a girl that worked there by the name of Cleo Bennett. She came down, and I was talking to her, and she says, you know, there's this little gal down in the open heart surgery unit. I want you to meet her. She's really cute. I think you'd like her. I said, okay. So I went down and I met this little gal, and she was sitting behind a desk down there. She was just prettier than a speckled pup. She was really cute. And I thought, gee, she's a nice little gal. So I asked her if she'd like to go out that night. She said she would. And I said, okay, great.
I'll take it from there. So then, he picks me up he comes to my house and meets me, because that's what you did in those days. And so he met my dad, and my dad said to my mom, yep, she's going to marry him. So we went out to dinner, and as we were eating dinner, I said to myself, if he doesn't ask me to marry him by 10 o'clock, I'm going to have to ask him. So at 9:45, Papa said, will you marry me? And I said, why, I sure will. So that was that, right? And then that weekend, we went to Boulder to meet his mother, and then we came home and planned this beautiful wedding for May.
That's about it.
I had the best childhood that anybody could ever ask for. They made everything fun for us. Every single thing we did was always an event and always super fun. With my mom, I remember every single day in the summertime, she would make us all a special lunch, and we'd sit at the coffee table and we'd watch Dick Van Dyke, I Love Lucy, and Andy Griffith. And then we could go out and play again after all those shows were done and our rest time and our lunch was over. Those are some of my favorite memories with my mom. And then with my dad, I have a couple early memories of, I would always ask him why my eyes are brown and my brother and my mom and my dad's eyes are blue. And he would sing the song, Don't You Make My Brown Eyes Blue. And that always meant a lot to me because it made me feel very special.
My favorite memory with Papa would have to be always being in the backyard with him while he's doing his projects, and he would build the tree house and the swings, and we'd always be there acting like we're helping, but we really didn't help that much. I remember one of my favorite memories was always walking to the dollar store with her, and we would get a whole bunch of toys, like 5 or 6 of them, and we thought it was like the biggest deal ever, but it was only like $5.
I remember in high school, first off, how welcoming Arnie and Sharon were, even back in high school. They always made me feel very welcome at their house and on trips, and I appreciated that. I appreciate that very much. I remember going over in high school when Melissa was out of town at camp, and just talking with Sharon and while she baked cookies, and we talked about Melissa. And I remember Arn telling stories about when he was a sheriff and memorable. And I remember kind of being scared and intimidated by him, but one told me the story of there was a flood up in one of the Oak Creek or somewhere, and he found bodies up in trees and everything. But as intimidating as he kind of came off, he had this persona of being, I've been a sheriff, don't mess with me. He was actually very kind and very, very, he was a very kind person.
So one thing me and my papa always share, and that's one thing we have to our own, is popcorn. We love popcorn so much, and it's kind of strange how obsessed we are with it. No matter where we would go, Disneyland, to a carnival, to anything like that, we'd either go find popcorn or kettle corn, and we'd go off, we'd tell everybody to go on rides or whatever, and we'd go get some popcorn, and me and him would just share a bag of popcorn and just hang out. That was one of the coolest things, and I mean, we still do that today. When I was really little, my grandparents would pick me up from kindergarten because I would have a half day and Josh would have a full day, and they live right down the street from our school, so I'd spend the rest of the day with them until my mom picked us both up. Every time I got to Nana Papa's, we would do arts and crafts with Nana. Nana would figure out the coolest stuff we could do together, whether it was painting, whether it was making things out of clay. It was just really cool experience from when I was in kindergarten, and I'll always remember that with her.
My favorite memory of Nana was when she would pick me up from school and we would make dinner every Wednesday night, and we'd pretend that we were on a cooking show, and we would pretend to teach people how to cook like Williams and Sonoma. My favorite memory of me and Papa was when I would go to Nana Papa's house and we would get all the oranges and cut all of them, and we would make our own fresh squeezed orange juice.
Favorite time with him once is we went to the NFC Championship game in 2008 where the Cardinals went to the Super Bowl, and he absolutely and I absolutely went crazy when the game went over, and it was one of my favorite moments with him. I also went fishing with him during my high school and college years up in Colorado, and we caught a lot of trout, and he filleted them and then we ate them. One of my favorite things with my mother is participating with the Susan G. Komen Walk every September, at least I think the last 5 or 6 years. Was walking with the family, and I know that she gets a lot of encouragement and support out of all of us coming to do that. Well, I guess some of the favorite of my memories are when we were in grade school. We would drive over to San Diego for the week and stay in Hotel Circle and then hang out on the beach, all 4 of us. We had a very great time there, and it was not so expensive, but it was a lot of fun.
The thing I love about my grandparents together is everybody loves them.
Things that I like about Nana and Papa as a couple is when we would play their old music that they like, and they would just dance for us, and it's so cute.
As a couple, it is amazing how they are always together. They do a lot of stuff together.
All of my friends want to go hang out with my Nana Papa. Whenever they see my Nana Papa, they freak out and run and go give them a hug. And seriously, everybody just loves them because they're the type of people that you just want to be around, and they just have such a positive look on life that everyone just wants to be around them.
It's a very good thing.
Mom and Dad, you are the best. Thank you so much for everything that you have done for me. I will never, ever forget, and I can never thank you enough for the times that you've been there for me, the times that you've helped me, the times that you've just been there for me to talk to. Thank you for supporting my kids and every single thing that they do, and you are the best parents and the best grandparents that anybody could ever ask for.
Pretty remarkable. Don't know a lot of people who have been married for 50 years. And very proud of you for staying together. I know it's been hard sometimes. It's been great sometimes.
Thank you guys so much for everything you've done. You've had an amazing impact on my life. I really don't know what I would do without you. I wouldn't be the person I am without you. I love you both so very much.
Thank you, Nana and Papa, for always being there for us.
So, Arnold and Sharon, happy anniversary, and thank you for making me feel so welcome all these years.
Happy 50th anniversary, Nana Papa.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Nana Papa.
Happy 50th anniversary.
Happy 50th anniversary.
Happy 50th anniversary. I love you so much.
These lies and people talk too much. You got the kind of look in your eyes as if no one knows anything but us.
I mean, you know, it is an amazing story when you think about it. How many people meet and get engaged that night?
Nobody.
And 50 years later?
I really do love you.
I love you too, honey, with all my heart.
So in love.